Hi, guys, good afternoon, and welcome back once again to The EdWord. I'm your host, Eddie, and in today's video, I will be discussing my top 5 all time favorite episodes of The X-Files as we get closer and closer to the new series premiere for the mini-series event, which is scheduled to debut January 24th in a few weeks on Fox. So, to get you guys ready for that, I thought I'd give you my list of my personal favorite X-Files episodes and, enough episodes that'll keep you satiated until the new series debuts. So, with that being said, my fifth number favorite, before I begin on my favorite episodes, I should warn you, those of you who have never seen the X-Files or you're not caught up or anything like that, don't keep watching or listening to this video as I will be discussing spoilers from various X-Files episodes. So unless you've never seen the series or you don't care about X-Files spoilers, keep watching. But if you do, don't keep watching and don't listen. So you have been warned. That being said, my personal favorite kind of X-Files episodes I always enjoyed the most were the ones that they use the term Monster of the Week episodes. Mulder and Scully are usually assigned to a strange case where it involves some kind of humanoid, a mutant, or some kind of supernatural creature, monster, whatever. Those were my personal favorite kind of X-Files episodes. That's why I started watching the show, because I watched for those kind of episodes. I have seen the entire series. It only took me 5 years to watch the entire series. I never watched it when it was originally on simply because I was too little and I probably would have been way too freaked out. In the 9-year time span that it was on TV, never saw a single episode of it. I saw a few clips here and there, but I never watched a full episode. I was either too scared to watch it, being a little kid that I was, or my parents thought it would be too over my head and a bit inappropriate for me. I did not start watching this show until I realized the whole series was streaming on Netflix about 5 years ago, and I did pretty well watching it up till a certain point until I finally finished the series earlier this year. No, sorry, that's not correct. I finally finished the series back in December. And then I rewatched all of my favorite episodes, which were the Monster of the Week episodes. And my top 5 favorite episodes are those very episodes. And I hope we see at least 1 or 2 episodes like that in this new 6-episode miniseries event. I'm not sure if we'll get 2 episodes, but we'll at least get 1 because we're supposed to get a Monster of the Week episode and a Mythology episode. So, going from bottom to top, my fifth favorite X-Files episode is from season 3, episode 13, called Irresistible. It is the one where Mulder and Scully go to Minneapolis, Minnesota to investigate a case of a death fetishist who is escalating from desecration of graves to possibly serial murder. It was a really creepy and disturbing episode, but it was a great episode. And the antagonist in the episode is a guy named Donnie Pfaster, who looks human, but it's heavily implied that he's actually a satanic entity. And this was a great episode. This was a perfect example of a Monster of the Week episode, which I very much enjoyed. You know, Mulder and Scully are investigating these grave desecrations, which leads to a couple of women being murdered. You know, their fingernails and their fingers are ripped off, and pieces of their hair are cut off. And then when they bust into Donnie Pfaster's apartment, you know, it's revealed that he likes to eat his frozen peas and carrots with the lady fingers, like literally lady fingers. And so it gives a whole new term to the term lady fingers. Great episode, very creepy, really enjoyed it. I loved how he managed to take Scully hostage for a few minutes and intended to turn her into one of her victims, but through his investigative work, Mulder and the local cops were able to figure out where he was holding her, and they got to her in time. And then they were able to apprehend Donnie Pfaster before he could hurt or kill Scully, and then they put him behind bars. Overall, great episode, perfect example of Monster of the Week. So that is, and like I said, that is the main theme for my 5 favorite episodes, is the Monster of the Week theme. And my 4th favorite episode would be Did I do this right? Yes. My fourth favorite episode is from season 2, episode 2, The Host. This is a big one for a lot of people. I think if you ask a lot of people who watched the show back in the day, and to this day they will tell you one of their favorite episodes is The Host. It's the one with the classic, unforgettable, one of the grossest, best monsters in the show, the Fluke Man, which is a mutated fluke worm, but it has the body of a man, basically. It's like this gigantic parasitic worm creature, and this is such a perfect episode. This episode was a perfect example of a Monster of the Week episode. Mulder is investigating this unusual death in New Jersey, which leads to a sewage worker being attacked while working underground. The bite mark that's left behind is unidentifiable. And then when Scully's investigating another similar death, she discovers a small parasitic worm in the body, and that's how they lead to this Fluke Man. And then the episode goes from them capturing the Fluke Man, holding him temporarily, and then when they attempt to transfer him to another facility, he escapes custody. And then I love this scene where he's hiding in the porta potty, and then he catches a ride in the sewage truck, which goes back to the water treatment plant. And then at the end of the episode, after the Fluke Man is killed, when Mulder cuts him in half after he attacks a sewage worker, another Fluke Man is revealed to be living in the sewer. So that is another fantastic episode. And overall, very much enjoyable. And in fact, after watching that, I want to see if I can find a decent-sized, decent-priced action figure of the Fluke Man somewhere. Anyway, moving on. My third favorite episode is from season 3, episode 6, called Too Shy. That's the one where Mulder and Scully go to Cleveland, Ohio, to investigate these serial killings, where the victims are found in this pink, unidentifiable goo or ooze, and later through analysis they discover it's like more like this dissolving saliva, and they're looking for this human mutant who is capable of covering his victims in this pink gooey saliva, which he spews from his mouth because for some reason his body lacks the ability to generate natural human fat or something like that. So this serial killer has been targeting larger women all over the country, going from state to state, and they finally catch him in Cleveland, Ohio. And it's a great episode because it cuts back and forth between our agents and the local cops investigating this guy, and then it cuts back to our suspect. As the audience, we know who the guy already is, but then it's great how it keeps cutting back and forth and how eventually they figure out who the guy is and how they stop him. A great performance by the actor Timothy Carhart, who's got an extensive film and TV career, and I was looking at his list of works that he's done, and I think I enjoyed this one the most, his TV appearance in this particular episode of The X-Files. This was another great Monster of the Week episode. I mean, the guy is foaming at the mouth with this pink oozing saliva. It was great. And it's just, it had all the great elements to a Monster of the Week episode. Gross, disgusting, physical oddities to it, and then a scary monster in this case. And this guy pretty much was a scary monster. He was a mutant. And overall, it was a very satisfying episode. Very much enjoyed. And then my second all-time favorite episode is from season 1, episode 21, called Tooms, where Mulder and Scully keep tabs on Eugene Victor Tooms, whom is a humanoid mutant serial murderer who has a habit of waking up every 30 years, finding 5 victims, and removing their livers and eating them in order to sustain himself before he goes back to sleep again for another 30 years. And that leads to my all-time number 1 favorite X-Files episode is called Squeeze, the 3rd episode of season 1, and I think this episode alone is what set the standard for a typical Monster of the Week episode in the series overall, because this was the very first Monster of the Week episode in the series. It's only the third episode in season 1, and I absolutely loved it. I watched this one repeatedly. It's extremely enjoyable. The investigation, that the work they put into their investigation, into solving these crimes, which leads them to Eugene Victor Tooms, who is my all-time favorite monster or mutant to ever appear in the whole series. He's only in those 2 episodes, but I absolutely enjoy his performance and his portrayal, and he's super creepy, and he's just a great bad guy for Mulder and Scully to go up against, and I absolutely enjoy it. So Squeeze is my number 1 all-time favorite episode, which is why the next episode that shortly appears, not shortly, but appears in the same season, episode 21, Tooms, where he's released from a mental psychiatric facility because they never convicted him for all of the serial murders, but he was arrested in the first episode he appeared in because he assaulted Scully in her apartment, but that was enough to detain him. But in this episode, he continues his reign of liver stealing and kills his own doctor who's assigned to his case. And then Mulder and Scully end up facing him down at the classic address where he's been hibernating for almost 100 years. And he's built this cocoon out of the old newspaper in this greenish, yellowish bile, and it's disgusting. And they really did a great job showing his original cocoon in the very first episode he appeared in, Squeeze, when they discover his lair. He's not there, but it's like his hibernation nest, and it was so gross, so creepy. And that episode is one of my personal favorites because I think it helped to set the standard for the Monster of the Week episodes. So those are my top 5 favorite X-Files episodes. I am going to include a list in the comment section in the description of the video down below, featuring all of my other favorite episodes I enjoy watching. Most of them are Monster of the Week episodes, so if you guys are into those kind of episodes, check these out. You can see all of them streaming on Netflix. I'm sure you can find it elsewhere online, but that's where I like to watch the shows, on Netflix. And those are my top 5 favorite episodes, and I hope you guys enjoyed them as much as I do. And like me, I hope you're looking forward to the series premiere for the return of the X-Files, which will debut on Fox January 24th. Like I said, guys, check out the list of all my other favorite episodes down below in the description section of the video. Well, guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Stay tuned for several upcoming superhero-related videos where I'll be discussing the number of characters who will supposedly be appearing in the Infinity Wars movie and all of the recent developments regarding the DC Universe. So stay tuned for those videos, guys. Thanks again. Have a wonderful weekend. And of course, until next time, the truth is still out there.